Long gone were the days of open skies, and the vibrant landscapes that had once defined the world. Those memories now existed only as whispered tales passed from one generation to the next, like the fading echoes of a bygone era. Any public expressions of yearning for freedom were swiftly suppressed, quelled by the omnipresent and inescapable canopy above. Among the residents of this subdued world was a young woman named Alara. Her spirit burned with a fierce determination that exceeded the feeble glow of the filtered sunlight. She often found herself standing near the boundary of her city, her gaze locked on the distant sun, though it was a mere glimmer behind the dome's layers. In those solitary moments, Alara would shut her eyes, letting her imagination transport her to a world where the sunlight was unobstructed, where the skies stretched boundlessly, and where the warmth on her skin was real. She dreamed of running through fields of wildflowers, her face bathed in the radiant embrace of the true sun. Alara was a dreamer in a world that had grown cynical, where hopes of escape were considered delusions. She yearned for the freedom to explore beyond the confines of the dome, to breathe air untainted by machinery, and to experience the genuine touch of the sun on her skin. In secret, Alara was a member of a clandestine group of rebels who believed that life beyond the dome was not an unattainable fantasy, but a tangible possibility. They convened under the filtered moonlight, dressed in robes of pure white that symbolized their commitment to a higher purpose. Under the pale, filtered moon, these rebels plotted the dismantling of the oppressive regime that had imprisoned them for so long. Their shared vision was one where the azure canopy would be a distant memory, where the boundless sky stretched limitlessly, and where the sun's radiance remained unobstructed. One fateful day, as Alara ventured near the city's border, she encountered a chilling sight that sent shivers down her spine. It was not a natural occurrence, but a holographic projection created by the government to remind citizens of their vulnerability. A colossal wave, forever suspended in time, loomed menacingly overhead, casting a foreboding shadow. It was a stark and haunting reminder that the government's power knew no bounds, that even nature itself could be manipulated to subdue the population. Alara understood then that escaping this artificial world was not merely a dream, but a vital necessity for their survival. As Alara delved deeper into her quest for truth, she unearthed unsettling secrets about the government's manipulation of reality. Holographic illusions weren't solely used for control, but also to disorient and deceive the populace. Every day, citizens were bombarded with false images, making it increasingly difficult to distinguish between fact and fiction. The world had become a canvas where the government painted its version of reality. The boundaries between truth and illusion blurred, leaving the people perpetually bewildered. The visions they saw were hazy and overplayed, leaving them unsure of what to believe. Despite insurmountable odds, Alara and her fellow rebels pressed onward with unwavering resolve. The sunshine they longed for was not just a metaphor, but a tangible symbol of their struggle. In their hearts, they carried the image of a world where the sun shone unfiltered, where the warmth on their skin was genuine. This vision fueled their determination to dismantle the oppressive dome that had held them captive for generations. As the rebels advanced, the government responded with increasingly insidious countermeasures. Among them was moonshine, a potent technology that distorted perception, rendering even the sharpest senses unreliable. Alara and her comrades learned to tread cautiously, knowing that what they saw might be a deceptive illusion. Moonshine made them question their own senses, but it also strengthened their resolve to uncover the truth concealed beneath layers of deceit. In the heart of the rebellion, a diverse group had formed, unified by their shared aspiration for freedom. They came from various backgrounds, representing different cultures and traditions, yet they all donned green as a symbol of their solidarity. Green, the color of life and growth, embodied the thriving world they sought to reclaim. Each rebel carried within them a piece of that world, a memory of a time when the earth flourished, and the skies were not confined by the heavy dome. In the year 2220, the world had become a place of shadows and secrets beneath a relentless azure canopy. This colossal dome, an architectural marvel of glass and steel, now dominated the once vibrant landscapes. It encapsulated entire cities, extending its reach to the distant horizons, an emblem of authority and control that loomed heavily over its inhabitants. Within the confines of this imposing structure, the people had grown accustomed to a life shrouded in perpetual twilight. The sun, once a source of warmth and life, now struggled to pierce through the dome's thick layers, casting a never-ending cerulean hue over the surroundings. Day and night merged into an indistinct continuum of muted blues and greys, the very concept of natural light reduced to a distant memory. The battle for freedom had evolved into a contest of wills, with the hopeful rebels on one side and the damned regime on the other. Envy had become the bond between them, driving both to fight fervently for their visions of the future. In this world where the azure canopy cast a heavy pall over the people's spirits, Ilara and her fellow rebels remained unyielding. They were determined to shatter the government's illusions, dismantle the oppressive dome, and reclaim the genuine light of the sun. The battle for freedom had begun, and they were willing to pay any price to see it through to the end in the year 2220. As the rebels neared their ultimate goal, they encountered increasingly intricate deceptions from the government. The swiftness of the eye could no longer be trusted, for advanced technology manipulated perception in ways that defied understanding. It became a test of discernment, a challenge to distinguish genuine reality from the illusions that saturated their world. Ilara and her comrades knew that victory depended not only on their bravery, but also on their ability to see through the layers of deception that enshrouded their lives. As the rebellion reached its zenith, the government's desperation became palpable. They envied the rebels' hope, unity, and determination to break free from the oppressive confines of the dome. This envy fueled their determination to retain power at any cost. The battle for freedom had evolved into a contest of wills, with the hopeful rebels on one side and the damned regime on the other. Envy had become the bond between them, driving both to fight fervently for their visions of the future. In this world where the azure canopy cast a heavy pall over the people's spirits, Ilara and her fellow rebels remained unyielding. They were determined to shatter the government's illusions, dismantle the oppressive dome, and reclaim the genuine light of the sun. The battle for freedom had begun, and they were willing to pay any price to see it through to the end in the year 2220.